Hello, happy Sunday. Happy Sunday, happy Sunday, happy Sunday. Happy Sunday, everybody. Are y'all ready for the week? If you're not ready, I'm going to need you to get ready. The weekend is almost over, so I need you guys to make sure that you're prepared for the week mentally, spiritually, and physically. Prepare for this new upcoming week. If you're not ready, you still have some time to get ready. If you're not ready for Monday, you still have some time to get ready for Monday, to get ready for this week. Okay? Okay. We're just walking. We're just in stride mode today. We're just in stride mode today. Worked out earlier. Did everything of course. Appetizer, entree, dessert. I already walked as well. But I've gotten everything done today that I intended to do. I'm gonna eat one more time. Y'all know I like to eat today. One more time. Eat dinner and a snack. We're gonna eat dinner and a snack. And then we're gonna wind down. This is the weekend wind down. We're winding down the weekend. So we're gonna eat dinner, eat a snack, and get ready for tomorrow. New Monday, new day, new week. I hope you guys are ready. Let me know what you did this weekend. Let me know what you did this weekend. Y'all know on Fridays, I always encourage you to spend some time on you during the weekend, to relax, to get some rest, and if need be, to get some resolution. Oh, it's loud. He's making a lot of noise, so I think I'm gonna go back this way and go around the other way. And y'all come on with me. Come on and walk with me. We're not walking hard today. We're just strolling, looking, strolling, looking, watching, and listening. Strolling, looking, watching, and listening. Taking in this nice weather and enjoying the rest of this weekend. Hello, how are you? How are you? Welcome into the chat. Nice to have you in the chat. Where are you from? If you don't mind, if you don't want to say, that's fine too. I'm just glad to have you in the chat. I appreciate you. But we're not walking because y'all can see I don't have on walking shoes today. I've already walked today. So I walked with friends today. So, but I am still going to be, hey Sassy. Hey Sassy. I am still going to walk a little bit. Just a mild walk. I call it a mild walk. Strolling, watching, and listening. Okay. Yep. Strolling, watching, listening. Aniha, what is it? Slimoka. I'm sorry if I'm saying your name wrong, but I'm not going anywhere in particular. I'm just I come on here almost every day to encourage people to get out and move, to walk around and get some form of cardiovascular exercise. But I did my walk earlier. I did my full workout today. And then I walked with friends. So since it was still early, I decided to go ahead and come on. I wasn't going to come on at first, but I did. Sassy says, I need to get up and move. Laugh out loud, I've been lazy. Look, Sassy, that's okay. Okay? Sometimes we have those lazy days. Sometimes we have those lazy days. Hello, Kumar. Abi Kumar. I don't know what you said, but I hope you said something nice. Okay? Hello, 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 and welcome into the chat. Welcome into this live. I don't know what that is. I hope you're not trolling me because I cannot read your language. But I welcome people from all countries. I welcome people from all countries. America, of course, America, Africa, Indonesia, India, everywhere. Australia, the UK. I don't care where you're from. As long as you come over here and you're nice and you're polite to the people in my chat, to each other, to me, we're going to be polite to you. You're saying hi. We're going to be polite to you. We're going to uplift you if we can, if you need it. We're going to try our best to motivate you and to encourage you in all your endeavors. That's what we're going to do over here, okay? And I don't care where you're from. I don't care where you're from, as long as you're being good in the chat. Yes, Sassy. Sometimes we're lazy. Sometimes we're lazy, and that's okay. That's absolutely okay. Sometimes we just don't feel like it. You know, we just don't feel like doing much that day. And that's all good. That's all good too. I'll go over here now. As soon as I left, he was he started right back as soon as I decided to try to go that way again. He started right back on his yard. It's so loud. It's nice to see people outside, doing yard work, cutting their lawns and, trimming up the grass and things like that. But when you're on here, it's really noisy. It's really noisy. So what did you guys do this weekend? What did you do this weekend? Are you ready for the new week? Let me know if you're ready for the new week. Let me know what your plans are for this week. For those of you who are still, March is the big month for spring break. So for those of you who haven't gone on your spring break yet, will this week be your week for spring break? If so, let me know. Let me know what your plans are. If you plan on, not specifics. Just let me know if you plan on vacationing, if you plan on just hanging around the house, hanging around at home and, getting some extra things done around the house, some spring cleaning. How many of you guys have done your spring cleaning? How many of you plan to do spring cleaning? Yeah, I know some people, they don't even plan to do it. It's like they just clean like they normally would. They don't do this deep spring cleaning thing. They just clean like they normally would. And they do a deep clean whenever it's needed. I think some people, spring cleaning is the popular thing to say. But I think most people do a deep cleaning every season. Like for spring, summer, winter, and fall. I think most people do a deep cleaning for all seasons. I haven't been on my phone that much today, so I have no idea why the charge is low. But y'all know what that means, right? You know what it means when your charge is low on your phone and it starts to get lower quicker than usual. You know it's time for another phone, right? Not absolutely necessarily time for another phone, but it's letting you know that it may be time to be thinking about it. It may be time to be thinking about it. That's what it's letting you know. That is what it's letting you know. It's nice. It's nice to walk and not feel like it's a part of the exercise routine. Walking is fun. Walking is fun. Walking is stress relieving. You don't even have to necessarily be walking at a fast pace to kind of like, of course, cardiovascular endurance is what we're striving for. It's the goal. But even when you just want to take a stroll, just take a stroll. It's nice to just take a stroll. And like I said earlier, like Sassy said, just strolling, watching, and listening. Strolling, watching, looking, listening, and seeing what everybody is doing. Seeing what your neighbors are doing, seeing what your neighbors are up to, getting in touch with your neighbors. I know sometimes we can have nosy neighbors. Sometimes we can have noisy neighbors. Sometimes we have neighbors that get on our nerves. But look, even when you have a nosy neighbor, you have to learn to appreciate that. Sassy says, I love walking, it releases stress. Yes, right, Sassy. Like, you don't necessarily have to do it for, we do it for exercise, of course. I definitely do it for exercise, but you can just walk to relieve stress. It just takes a light stroll, just a nice stroll at a slow pace. Doesn't have to be fast. It doesn't have to be medium. Just a mild, light pace, and just kind of take in things that you see around you. Observe things that you see around you. Take notice of things. Kind of know the area that you're in. Just a nice, good walk. Your neighbors are quiet, really? That's good, because that's one of the worst things in the world, is when you have noisy neighbors. Especially noisy neighbors who don't, they don't care how the noise impacts or affects everybody else. You have some people who, they feel like they have the right to be as noisy as they please because they're in their home or they're in their yard, which that is true to a degree. But what a lot of times people fail to realize is that it's just like rights. It's just like the basic rights that we all have, our basic rights. Your rights stop when they infringe on another person's. So you do have the right to have music, to have noise at a certain level. But most cities, if I'm not mistaken, most cities have a noise ordinance where you can only be so loud, or you can only play your music so loud. Now, do they enforce it? I don't know. I don't think many of them enforce it. But then again, it depends on your area. Depends on your location. Sassy says they really are the whole neighborhood. For real, it's quiet. That's good. That's good. Because, I feel like if you should live amongst people of the same, how do you say it? Live amongst people of the same, you don't have to be like robots, of course. But I think that if you're going to live, if you move into a neighborhood, I'll say, and most people, I would think, before they rent a home or before they buy a home, purchase a home, lease a home, they check out the area and they see if it's quiet. They see if it's noisy. They see if it's really busy, like traffic wise. They see if there are a lot of children there. And you go from there. If you don't like a lot of noise, and a lot of people don't like living around a lot of kids. I don't knock them for that, but because a lot of people say, how can you not like living around kids? Or, it's not saying they don't like kids. They just, maybe they don't like the noise. They don't like the basketball being played in the yard. They don't like the football being thrown across the yards. Because sometimes these kids and these parents, they can be something else. They feel like they can just throw stuff around, and if it hits your car, so it's a lot of stuff like that you have to take into account. Like, I've driven around before. If I see a basketball goal in the street or even in the driveway, I'm like, okay, I don't know about that. Because, what you're thinking is that, okay, whoever's playing basketball is going to be responsible and control the basketball. But at the same time, that's not necessarily the case. So I look for all types of things when I'm looking through a neighborhood to kind of figure out, you know, if that's the neighborhood for a particular person. Especially like when you're helping someone to look for a new home or something. And I want to do realtors do that. Like they kind of assess what you want to be around, like if you like noise or not, if you like being around children or not. Not bragging, it is a nice community. It's a nice community. There are more smaller kids on the back street. Yeah, see, a lot of times it's not that people don't, doesn't have necessarily mean that they don't like kids, but a lot of times people they don't like the noise that comes along, you know, with kids living maybe next door on both sides of you and across the street. You know, that's a lot of playing in the street. That's a lot of throwing balls and throwing all kinds of things. You know, that's a lot of a couple of families who sometimes, you know, children will be children. And if you have level-headed parents, you won't have that problem. But if you have parents who aren't level-headed, that could be some arguing, you know. So sometimes it's just best, it's nice to observe your area. Try to see, you know, the activity that goes on in the area. Then decide if you want to move there. It's just like when you're trying to see what the crime rate is. You know, you look statistically, you try and find that in your local law enforcement. You check with them. Sometimes they'll tell you, sometimes they won't. But most of the times it'll be, you know, most of us know kind of like which area in our town is what. You know, things can happen anywhere, but most of us know where we would probably prefer to live or not live. And that being said, once you pick a neighborhood, you still have to pay attention to the street you decide to live on. You know, if it's a busy street, you may not want to live there. You know, and when I say busy, I just mean it's kind of, sometimes within the neighborhood, the street can get kind of busy, like hustle and bustle. Or you may find another street, like a street or two over, it's mostly retired people, not a lot of traffic. People come and go, but they come and go kind of, you know, periodically throughout the day, not consistently. It's not constant, not a constant flow of traffic. Hey, cool gamer. Hey, welcome into the live. Sassy says it seems every time you go live now, I'm headed back. You're headed back from Walgreens. Hello, cool gamer. How are you? Sassy says, hey, cool gamer. You must go to Walgreens a lot, Sassy. I'm like that too. I like Walgreens and I like CVS. I like both of them. I like any place that stays open all night. Even though I'm not going to be there all night, it's just, you know, it's open. It feels like, okay, if you need some cough drops, if you need some cough syrup or something, you know, it's nice to have a store that's open all night, especially since no Walmart, if last I checked, I don't know of any Walmart that's open all night anymore. Okay, Walgreens is right down the street. Hey, Rashawn, we're just kicking the breeze. It's just winding down the weekend. Just checking with everybody, seeing what did they do this weekend, seeing what their plans are for the upcoming week. You know, seeing who's still on spring break or who's going on spring break. I know March is the month for spring break. Some people have already, you know, had their spring break. Some people, they'll have their spring break this upcoming week. So we're not doing anything much, not talking about much. Just a weekend wind down. Sassy says Walgreens is right down the street. Yep, we have a Walgreens right down the street and a CVS. And I really do. I love them. Yeah, I love the fact that they stay open all night. The pharmacy department doesn't stay open all night anymore. That doesn't make sense to me. A few years ago, the pharmacy department would stay open all night. But now it's just the store area. Cool Gamer says, hey, Sassy. You know, now it's just the store area. So you can still go in there and get like some, you know, over-the-counter medicine if you need it. Some basic household supplies if you need them. So there are still things that you can get out of there. You don't just have to, you know, go to the pharmacy part, but it is nice. Hello. It is really, really nice to have the pharmacy available. When the pharmacist would be there on site all night, that was nice. But the pharmacist isn't there on site at the CVS or Walgreens anymore. So, but these allergies be kicking my butt, y'all. Ooh, these allergies be tearing me up. I have to put this mask back on my mouth. What in my nose? So yeah, I love it, love it, love it, love going to stores that are open all night. And right now, it's CVS, Walgreens, and I think Walmart closes like at 11. I think Target closes at 10. Sometimes I wish Walmart would open back all night again, and sometimes not. I don't think they still have an overnight crew. They probably still have an overnight crew like Sam's does. But I really wish the store stayed open. From time to time, I wish the store stayed open. And then I think about it, and I'm like, for people who don't like to work overnight, those cashiers and stuff, that's probably good for them that they don't have to worry about getting out at night, going to work. Overnight shift is a hard shift. The overnight shift is a hard shift, no matter what, what type of work you do. The overnight shift is a hard shift. In fact, Brilliant works overnights. And I don't know. I think Brilliant says she likes it though. I think Brilliant likes it, but working overnight can be hard. It can be hard. It's just something about your clock, your natural clock. As humans, we're designed to sleep at night. We're designed to sleep. Nighttime is when we should sleep. But because there are so many services needed at night, hospitals, nursing homes, gas stations, airports, somebody has to work. Somebody has to work. Sassy says, I went there to pick up a prescription. I ended up getting more stuff. Isn't that how it always is, Sassy? I can't wait to try the Dr. Teal's foaming bath. I tried every brand, black elderberry. Oh, that black elderberry is so nice. Black elderberry with vitamin D and essential oils. That black elderberry is really nice. That Dr. Teal's black elderberry, yes, it's really nice. In fact, that's my favorite one. That's my favorite one of the Dr. Teal brand. That's my favorite one. So which one? Let me see. You got. I can't wait to try Dr. Teal's foaming bath. Every brand. So you tried every pick a. Let me make sure I read that right. Okay, you tried every brand. So what about the other Dr. Teal foaming baths, or like the soaps and things like that? Have you tried the other Dr. Teal soaps, the other scents? Sassy. I love Dr. Teal. The scrub. I love the foaming bath. I love the hand soap. It has like that scrub effect. And you know what? It's one of those things that's expensive. To me, to be a soap is expensive. They make us pay for all kinds of what we pay for. We pay for quality, and we pay for what? Sometimes I don't know if it's quality or not. We pay for quality, we pay for name, and we pay for effect. The effect that things are supposed to have. Yeah, we pay for quality, we pay for name, recognition, and we pay for the effect that things are supposed to have on us. It all depends on what kind of overnight work it is. I'd rather work in the morning, right? So the elderberry will be the first time for me. Yes, I try all of them you mentioned. Okay. Yeah, you sassy. Girl, the way I am, it's like I prefer to work days to go ahead and get it out of the way and get it done and come home in the evenings and be at home during the evening and at night. But I hate getting up so early. I hate having to be there early, whether I have to be there at 6, 7, or 8. To me, it's early. 9 is a little bit better. 9 is a little bit better. 10 is great. The only thing about 10 is that you're there till like 6 o'clock. Now in the summertime, that's good. In the summer, that's good. That's great. Like now, from now throughout the summer, 10 to 6 is a great shift. Perfect shift. You know, I can run and get some things done on my lunch break. And then when I get off, I can come home. I don't feel like I have to rush to get to bed. You know, even though I need to, you need to get to bed on a good time, in a timely manner. But if you get off at 6, you get home, it's, during this time of the year, it's still daylight. So you get home, take a shower, eat. And you don't have to really rush to be in bed like 9 or 10 o'clock. You could probably still get up, stay up to like 12, even 1 o'clock. You don't have to be at work until 10. 1 o'clock. Get you 8 hours till like what? 9 o'clock. You go to bed at 12, get you a good 8 hours to 8 o'clock, and go to work. So I had a shift like that one time, that 10 to 6, especially during the summertime. It was great. Now, during the winter, during the fall and winter time, it's not so great. It's great, but it's like dark. Of course, you can get appointments done before 10 o'clock if you need to. So it's dark when you get off and get home. And it's not like it's 11 o'clock dark, late, that type of late, but still, it's dark. And whenever it's dark, it seems like time just kind of flies on by. Like next thing you know, it's time to go to bed and start all over, do it again. Start all over and do it again. But 10 to 6 is a really good shift for me. I like that shift. And I honestly like overnights, but when I'm home, if you want to stay up until 2, you can and go to bed. If you want to stay up until 4, you can and go to bed. But if you're at work, you have to be up. You have to be attentive. Unless you have that type of job where you got people who can look out for you. You guys help each other out. And you guys get a nap in here or there. Get you a nap in. So if you got good people that you work with, it's friendly, family oriented, then, working 11 to 7 or 10 to 6, that's good. If you work with people who will let you get a good nap in. Get a good nap in. Work with people who will let you get a good nap in. But yeah, I prefer days just to get it over with and get home. I like all shifts for different reasons. I like evenings because administration typically goes home. Whenever I work a job that's open, overnight like that, I'll work evenings. It kind of, things kind of calm down after maybe, if you have to be there at 3, around 6 o'clock, things start to kind of wind down and calm down. And you're trying to have something to eat around 7 or 8. And around 8 o'clock, you're thinking 3 more hours, 3 more hours, 3 more hours, and you're out of there on the way home. So the only thing about working evening shift is if you have young kids, or not even young kids, but kids in school, that can kind of clash. Because most people do like to be at home with their kids during the evening. So if you have older kids who are good kids, they are obedient, they do what mom and dad say, they stay in the house like they're told, or they're in the place that they're supposed to be, whether it's in the house, or like at some type of practice and a certain neighbor is, is designated to bring them home. Evening shift can be a good shift for those people too. But I know most people like to be at home during the evening so that they can, have a handle on what's going on with their children as far as school goes, as far as just what's going on in the neighborhood, allowing them to be out and being available, because sometimes, kids have spats and nobody wants to be at work when when their children are outside and they're having a confrontation with somebody else's kid. It's just all kinds of things like that. Then you also want to be able to be there to make sure that they're doing their homework correctly. And for those who are old enough to do it correctly, you want to make sure that they are doing their homework. They aren't slacking off and waiting until 10 o'clock, an hour before you get off, running in there to do their homework when they should be getting ready for bed at 10 o'clock. Or at least getting ready for bed at 11 o'clock, especially teenagers. Teenagers typically stay up longer than the little kids. So you got good kids who are obedient and they do what you tell them to do. 3 to 11 is not so bad. But if you have kids who are like under the age of 15 or 16, we want to be home. I wanted to be home with all of them, no matter what age they were. Even if they were in high school, I wanted to be home with them because I just want to be able to be there. I wanted to be able to be there, if they needed me to be there, whether it was for school, sports, any extracurricular activities that go on after school. I wanted to be able to be the one to take them. I didn't want to have to rely on certain, other people to pick them up. Now, that being said, there were certain people that I trusted. Most of us, we have to put our trust in somebody when it comes to our kids. Sassy says, I'm sorry, I said Sonya. Sassy says, I agree. Yeah, we have to be able to put our trust in someone sometimes when it comes to our kids. So you just never know. Sometimes, even if you work day shift, something may happen where they may require you to work overtime. So, but night shift, I will honestly say, as far as the environment, night shift is my favorite as far as there's fewer people there, fewer employees, which means fewer supervisors, which means fewer people telling you what to do. And if you're a supervisor, then it's fewer people that you're responsible for, making sure that they do what they do. So nights are great. Working night shift is great. It's usually a lot. If you think of 3 to 11, things slow down. Think about night shift. 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. If you're working in some type of facility, mostly everybody's in bed except that 1 or 2 people that want to stay up. And if you're working somewhere like an airport, that's not usually the busiest time. Like after 10 or 11, it's usually not the busiest time. You can kind of, take some deep breaths in and get you a breather here or there. Much more so than if you're working day shift. Much more so than if you're working day shift. Hey, Joshua. Welcome to the live, Joshua. Thank you for coming in. I'm about to wrap it up. I came on to let's do a weekend wind down. Let's walk and talk weekend wind down. Check in with you guys to see if you had a great weekend. I'm hoping that each and every person who comes across this live replay did have a great weekend. I hope you had a time to relax, reset, and refocus. I'm wishing you a great week. Tomorrow is a new day, a new Monday, and a new week. No problem. Did you have a fight before you was in high school? Why are you talking about fighting, Joshua? Joshua, I think I'm going to block you for good this time because you come in and you ask like the weirdest thing. You ask the weirdest questions and you've already rubbed someone the wrong way by something you said. And then you come in and you say the strangest things. And we try to look past those things, Joshua. But it's like every time we look past them, you never fail to amaze us with something else. You never fail. You didn't have to, Joshua, because I'm about to block you. So you came right on in here and got blocked for nothing. I get so tired of that with Joshua. You try to give him a chance, he'll come in and he'll disturb the whole mood of your chat. He's bothered people in the chat, saying things that he acts like he doesn't know it's offensive. Doing things, not really doing things, just saying things that he knows are offensive. Then he runs into another chat and tells somebody that you got mad at him or you did this, as if that person can whoop you or something, or if they're your parent or something. Joshua, whoever you run and tell that I blocked you, guess what? No need to tell them because there's nothing they can do about me blocking you. You hurt people's feelings sometimes. You came in and you hurt somebody's feelings one day with something that you should have known better than to say. And lately, the past couple of lives, you haven't hurt anybody's feelings, mine or anybody else in the chat, but you're saying the weirdest thing. You're saying the weirdest thing. And I'm trying not to just, you know, say anything ugly and nasty to you because I don't like doing that. But you really have gotten on my nerves. So you're just like out. You've gotten on my last nerve. I try to be what I preach. I try to practice what I preach. Sassy says, we were having a great conversation. Exactly. Exactly. Why would you come in here asking somebody about fighting? We don't have time for this. Exactly, Sassy. I'm so sick and tired of what he does, his shenanigans. It's just like, you know, just because I'm positive, don't make me have to come out of a bag that I can't come out of. And then you know, it's probably obvious to you, Sassy, but we try to be patient with Joshua for a reason. And I try to be patient with everybody, no matter what their backstory is. I try to be patient with everybody. And you get one time to show out or show off with me, and I just leave you alone because I'm not one of those people that's going to keep going back and forth. You know, because if we do that, this live will have 200 people in here. You have 200 people in here. And see, sometimes, like I had an incident where someone tried to make me do that. I think they thought what they did would make me do that because sometimes people look at your channel and they wonder, well, how does this happen? Or how did she do that? Or how did that happen? Or sometimes they're just in a funky mood or whatever. And they'll come and try to interrupt your chat or interrupt what you have going on or try to see if they can test your patience. And see, I always tell y'all, my patience are short. So what I do now, instead of coming out with a tongue of whoop ass, because I don't feel like going back and forth, getting my pressure up like that, because I don't care what you say. If you're going back and forth with somebody, yeah, you're letting them have it, but your pressure is going up for nothing. Going up for nothing. And you may like doing that. Some people like that. Some people, that's how they get their thrills, going back and forth arguing with people. But why allow that to be what gets your pressure? Why allow things like that to get your pressure up? Because your pressure is going to go up. I can promise you, when you're arguing back and forth with somebody, check your blood pressure midway in that argument. Then check your blood pressure 2 hours later when you've been calm for a while. I guarantee you, not 100% of the time, but 8 to 9 times out of 10, once you sat for a while, your blood pressure is going to be down. And that blood pressure that you took right in the middle was probably very high. Well, you continue to do that constantly over and over, guess what? You develop high blood pressure. You develop high blood pressure. So, you know, I'm to the age now where I understand now what my parents told me when they see two people arguing long enough, they can't tell which one is the fool. So am I going to let you just clown? No. I'm going to say something, but I'm not going to keep doing all that. And then it's just like with Joshua. You come in here time after time, you're saying something that's totally off the wall, and you know better. You know better. We give you a little leniency, but at the same time, we know that you know better. So this is like the third or fourth time I've had to hide him. And then, you know, trying to be kind, let him come back. Sassy says, I know you do. I know it's not even worth it. Right, Sassy, it's not even worth it. And that's just not even referring to Joshua. That's the people who I know for sure know better. Because a lot of times they're trying to get you to the position, to the place where their channel is. Nothing. You know, they may look at your channel and say, oh, they don't have a lot of this or they don't have a lot of that. But at the same time, they may not see you with a lot of people in your chat, but they're still wondering how you get certain other things or why certain other things are working out for you. So they try to test you and make you come out of a bag to put you on that same emotional and mental level as that they're on. And some people do it intentionally because, like we say, misery loves company, right? Misery definitely loves company, and misery loves making other people miserable. Miserable people, it's just like with everything else. Don't let stressed people stress you. Don't let bothered people bother you. Don't let miserable people make you miserable because they'll do it. They'll do it if you allow it. They'll do it if you allow it. And like you said, Sassy, we were having a good conversation. And he comes and asks you something about that. Nobody, I don't even think anybody said a word about fighting. You know what I did when I was talking about parenting, but that was so just like, that was just glazed over. That wasn't the focus. That was like a reason that people want to stay home with their kids. They don't want their kids out about in the neighborhood. Things happen. You know, doesn't have to be a fight. It could be they were playing basketball, somebody hit somebody's car. Now they're going to say your child did it. And at least if you're home, you can respond immediately. And you know, you don't have to get the backstory or the he said, she said, because you're going to get he said, she said anyway. But at least you can kind of respond immediately. So I said something like, maybe sometimes kids get into spats so they fight. But that was it. It was like a gloss over. It wasn't nothing that we focused on or anything like that. And he just came in here talking about, I don't even know what he said because I'm just going to be honest, it was such a stupid statement. And then for him to say, I deleted it already, I knew then you bullshitting. And excuse me, y'all, I don't even say it like that. Even though we give him more leniency, he takes advantage of that. So he won't be taking advantage of it over here anymore. Bro's Little Adventures, that's a child. He comes in here and he acts so much more respectful than Joshua. He acts like he knows so much more than Joshua. And it's not to put Joshua down. Like I said, we give him leniency for a reason. But this little boy is maybe 9, 10 years old. Joshua's 20 something. He knows as much as bros or more. He knows exactly what he does. And then he came here talking about music the other day. We weren't even talking about music. And it wasn't even like, I know that sometimes we go all over the place and we talk about everything, but it wasn't even, the way he just brought it in, it wasn't even like, it was like, huh? He comes and talking about all these people and all this stuff. And I'm like, what is that about? You're trying to redirect the conversation. If you want to have a conversation, Joshua, that's fine. But know how to come in and just be inclusive. Don't just come in and just throw something out and people are like, what? It's the way you do anything. And sometimes he needs to go to his channel and have lives on the thing. I've seen him do this in other chats too. But the funny thing about it, Sassy, right, enough is enough. The funny thing about it though, certain content creators, chats that he's in, he doesn't do it. He doesn't do it. There are certain content creators chat that he goes into and he goes in there and he acts like he has sense. He doesn't do it because I watch him. I've been in other chats before. You know, that day when he ticked Jill off, he ticked me off that day. Like, who laughs at somebody that says that they weren't feeling good? There was no need for a laughing emoji, period. And see, and one time I blocked him. He went over to Miss Catherine's chat talking about I blocked him. Having a whole conversation with somebody about what happened over here, not knowing that I'm sitting right here listening. I'm a mod over there and I'm listening too. And I'm like, why are you interrupting her chat with that? You got yourself into that. You get yourself out of it. And it's really nothing to get out of because we helped you out. So he does that type of stuff. He knows better. And I'm like, we've been giving you leniency, honestly, for nothing. Because you truly know better. Right, Sassy Jill, she did not like that. I didn't like it either. He really ticked me off. And I honestly wanted to, I'm not sure if I hid him for the rest of that live and let him back in. But you know, I respect Jill. And Jill is a mod. And I try to respect Joshua. I respect everybody who comes over here in a sensible way. But see, he turned this whole live into a whole 15-minute discussion on him. And that's his intent. But he won't get to do it again because I'm tired of like letting him get, it's like I call it a breather. I give him a breather. I give him a timeout. It's all about respect, right? I give him a timeout and he does the same thing. He'll come in and he won't do it for a couple of lives. But then all of a sudden there he goes. That lets me know he knows what he's doing. And he's not trying to cause a lot of trouble. But then again, he's trying to cause trouble. He's trying to just be like ornery, trying to throw the whole chat off, trying to disrupt the vibe. Right. No, you didn't. But he was quiet the whole, right. Exactly. So the last time, I think it was the time before he said something to Jill that he shouldn't have said. There was a time before that. I gave him a breather. And that's when he went over there telling them And you know, it's like, what are they gonna do? Miss Catherine and Miss Deborah know me, and they know I'm no nonsense. Like I don't bother anybody, and I don't expect for you to bother me. That's why I say don't let bother people bother you, and don't you bother anybody. So if I don't bother you, don't bother me, and don't try to take nothing out on me when somebody else pisses you off and you're afraid of them, cause you'll quickly find I'm not the one, and I'll give you that one warning, like, okay, we just need to part ways, cause this ain't happening. Some people don't care nothing about showing their whole behind on an app. They don't care anything about it. So he find the right one, they're gonna show their whole behind on him, and they're not gonna care what's going on. I think he does want some attention, Sassy. I do. I do. He wants to come into your chat and get attention, but the thing about it that ticks me off, if he did it with other content creators, this is what he does. He does it with certain content creators. He comes in and interrupts the chat with certain chats. Other content creators, I've watched him, he won't do it. I don't know if he feels like if they're more popular or more known, he won't do it. But then other people, he'll come in and he'll do it. And then once you, because I'm not the only one that's blocked him before and gave him a little timeout. Somebody else has done it too. And once you give him a breather, he'll see you in another chat because he's a mod or something. Because a lot of times once you hide him, you can't see him. But he'll see you in another chat because he's modding. And then he wants to speak to you. Like, it's all good to speak because that's what mods do. But I don't have any conversation for you. I don't have any conversation for you. Not after you continue to do, to be ornery and to do disruptive things. I don't have any more conversation for you. And see, even during the times that I gave him a timeout, when I would see him in other chats, I would still talk to him. If he said something to me, I would talk to him. And that's how I noticed, okay, so he only does these little quirky ways that he has, throwing in these ridiculous comments, silly comments. He only does it in certain people's chat. Other people's chats, he's respectful and mindful. He says that little stuff about, you know how he talks, like you got to do this every day, you got to do that every day. He says that, that's okay, that's good. But then all this other stuff like asking you ridiculous questions that make no sense, that have no relevancy, he only does it in certain people's chat. So I'm like, so you know better. So for whatever patience we're having with you, you do know better. And I'm just not going to put up with it again. And I'm not going to unblock you again. If I unblock him, it'll be a long time from now before I unblock him again. But usually I wait like a week or two, and he'll know that he's blocked. Because when he sees you, he'll go into someone else. Another thing he did too, this past week, that had me kind of give a blank stare. We were in somebody's chat. And so the person was saying, Sassy, I know you've seen that Nightbot, right? And sometimes people have keywords for Nightbot. And so if you put that keyword in the chat, Nightbot will drop your link. That's why they have Nightbot. They don't even have to ask the mods to do it because they have Nightbot. So if they put if you put a keyword, like Miss Catherine will say, put drop in the chat if you want your channel, and Nightbot will come and do it. Well, it may have been in Miss Catherine's chat. I just came into the live. I'm a mod now. If I wanted to ask her to do that, I would have. But Nightbot does it when you say drop. So I didn't say drop. I just spoke to everybody. And he just drops my link. Some questions should be, right, should not be answered or asked. Exactly, Sassy, exactly. So I'm like, why is he dropping my link? I didn't put the word drop in. I didn't ask Catherine if I could share my link. So everybody, there's several other people in there who are content creators. But he drops my link. And I'm like, okay, what is that about? Like, what is that about? Why are you dropping my link when all I have to do is, as Miss Catherine said, put the word drop in the chat and Nightbot will drop my link? See, I think he did that, Sassy, because that was like a day or so after he made that other crazy comment about dance halls or something. I think that's when he did that. So he knew I was kind of a bit perturbed by it. So when he saw me in Miss Catherine's chat, he wants to speak. I spoke. He speaks again, and then he drops my link. And I'm like, you're a mod. Drop your own link. Better yet, you don't have to drop any links because she has Nightbot. So I'm just kind of fed up with him. I'm just tired of dealing with him, giving him chances when he shows that he knows better. You know, he's like manipulative. There can be things going on with people, but it still doesn't change the fact that they can still be manipulative, because they may be functioning on a certain level. Whatever level that is, it's still on a level enough for them to know better. Right, right, right. It's on a level for them enough for them to know better. So it's just like you said, we had a good vibe going. I can't let that bother me. Because, see, now I just have to look at it like still a good live. But he just showed me who he was. And they say when people show you who they are, believe them. But, you know, some of us being humans, we try to give people chance after chance until it's just like, you know what? I'm done with it. I'm done with it. If I see you out, hello. That's it. That's all. I'm done with it. You have been dealing with his personality for a while. Time to let him move on. Right, Sassy, right. And I was like really intentionally like I tell y'all all the time, I have to work on my patience, having better patience. And he really tested my patience. And I was really proud of myself because I was really like, even though I would give him those timeouts, I would let him come back. I'm the type of person, had he not been the way that I think he is, or the person that I think he is, it would have been done long time ago. And so even though, like I said, we try to be extra patient with him, the way my patience set up, that time when he did it with Jill, that was like, I was thinking, you know, that's the straw there. That's the straw. But I saw him out, and I'm still trying to, you know, have a little leniency with him, unhid him, and every time he comes back, but it seems like you don't want to be here. And he does that, like I said, he does it in other chats. But then there are certain content creators who are kind of well known around YouTube. He won't do it. He will not. You couldn't pay him to do it. You can't pay him to do it. So I'm like, you know, that's it. That's it. And I'm sorry about that, because, you know, with me trying to practice having more patience myself, you know, it subjected you guys to his behavior. But I kind of, deep in my heart, I felt like you guys knew. You know, you knew what I knew, so you were okay with it. And when he finally just, you know, the straw that broke the camel's back with Jill was when he said and laughed about it, said what he said and laughed about it. And so I respected that. And he was not to say anything to Jill. I think I even told him the other day not to say something, to Jill, period. Don't talk to Jill. Still letting him in, you know, but now you're gone. You're gone. Because really, honestly and truly, that could have been like, Jill could have been like, you know what, I'm just not going to go back over there. Because I would have known she had nothing against me, but I'm trying to be patient with you. And then that's causing me to have support. That's true support. So there are so many other people out here he can go and chat with. There are so many other people out here he can go and chat with. And so now that's what he's going to have to do. So thank you, Sassy, for being in the live tonight. I appreciate you. I appreciate the other people that came through just to say hello. Cool Gamer, thank you. And I even still appreciate Joshua coming in. It's a view. It's a view. I appreciate it, Joshua. But we had to let you go. We had to let you go. So thank you to each and every one of you guys. We make the live together. You could have been anywhere else, and you chose to spend some time with me, and I appreciate that. And y'all know what I do. I wish you peace, positivity, and prosperity. Sassy says, I totally understand. You are welcome. Thank you so much. Because I was trying with him. I was trying, but It's a wrap. It's a wrap. Like you said, he needs to move on, and he has so many other places he can go. Cause believe you me, I see him all the time. I see him all the time, all the time. I'm like, you done went and told on me before to somebody who you can't tell on me to anybody. But okay, I give you that. You went and told on me, and I said, you know what? I'm not gonna even look at it as him telling on me. I'm just gonna look at it as maybe his feelings were hurt a little bit. But see, people like that, when their feelings are hurt, then it's an issue. But they'll hurt other people's feelings, and it's not supposed to be a big deal. No, you can't. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. Just the same way you want your feelings to be respected, you have to respect other people's feelings. And I think that's what's so wrong with so many people in the world. People always say this is a crazy world. It's the people in the world. It's the people in the world. And the way they choose about, going about things. It's the way they do things. It's the people in the world. Even if you want to talk about something like the environment, who pollutes the environment? People. Who creates the machines that pollute the environment? People. When certain things are accepted that shouldn't really be accepted. And I'm not talking about people's way of living or lifestyles or things like that. I'm just talking about the way people treat people. Why do people treat people in such horrible ways nowadays and feel like it's okay? It's because people in the world, honestly, more people seem to like gravitate towards negativity more so than positivity. So when I ask the question, why do people in the world feel like they can say such ugly things and such rude things to you, and you just accept it and be like, okay? Like, people expect you to read things and take things from their perspective or the way they would. If it wouldn't hurt their feelings, they don't expect it to hurt your feelings. If they don't mind someone saying it to them, they want to say it to somebody. But at the same time, if you're at least of the age of 30 and up, you know what's right and what's not. You know what's okay to say and what's not. A 15-year-old knows what's okay to say. But I'm just talking about how the mature people in the world, as far as age, you have people 30 and up that act so immature these days. They're selfish, and they feel like if it doesn't hurt their feelings, then it shouldn't hurt yours. But who are you to dictate to somebody? And who are you to be the barometer by which somebody else's feelings are measured? You can't do that. I can't be the thermometer or the barometer by which Sassy's feelings are measured. I may feel like what I said shouldn't have hurt her feelings. But when she explains to me that it does, even if I still feel like it shouldn't have or it wasn't meant to, she said it did, so I should stop. And I think he has a problem with that. I think people have a problem with that. So it's not the world, it's the people in the world. And a lot of people want, negativity to be more the norm than not. But if you notice, most of those people who are like that, they want negativity to be the norm as long as they're dishing it out. But as soon as someone says something equally negative or even less to them, oh, it's a problem. It's an issue. Oh, they're trying to change. They would have never said that again. Oh, yes, you would have. Yes, you would have. You're still the same old, what Dr. Dre says, same old Dre. You're still the same old so-and-so, whoever you are. So y'all know I was almost there, but I started running my mouth. Again, peace, positivity, and prosperity. Where there's no peace, there's chaos. Where there's no positivity, there's negativity. Wherever chaos and negativity live and roam and breed, you fail to prosper to your fullest potential. It weighs on you. Don't let chaos and negativity weigh on your mental, your physical, your emotional. We have enough things in life to be stressed about than to be stressing about things that have no relevance. People will bring a lot of things to your life that have no relevance. Don't allow them. You have enough things that'll stress you out. You have enough things. Each and every one of us have enough things going on in our lives. Hopefully nobody has anything big going on, you know, but you never know. It's like they always say, some people have just got out of a storm, coming into a storm, or about to go into a storm. Prayerfully, nobody's about to go into a storm, but that's the same. So there's too much that you have to try and keep level in your life to worry about the ignorant stuff. Sassy says, Line's probably so true. Keep on doing you. One hot mess you don't have to deal with. Exactly, Sassy. Exactly. Hey, Spiky. Welcome to the live, Spiky. I appreciate you for coming through here, girl. I hope you're doing good, Spiky. I hope everything's going good your way. I hope that everything is still working out for the good with you. And you know you're always welcome to come through here, Spiky. I appreciate the time that you come over here and always spend. And y'all look for Spiky to go live. If you have not subscribed to her, please subscribe to Sassy, to Spiky, to Cool Gamer, to Jill's Comfort Zone, Chef Finest Wine, Rock Just Living, Retirement Days, A Brilliant Blessed Mess. Any and everybody who comes through here and support me, please support them if you don't already. And on that note, I'm going to wish you guys a good night. See y'all on the next Let's Walk and Talk Live. Hopefully tomorrow. Bye, y'all.